So my name is Alexey Grachev, and I'm head engineer of CYLAND MediaArtLab. And I'm working with the artists, and I'm working for CYLAND MediaArtLab, and technical director of the site test. And we are making the installation for, I personally making installation for the last 15, 20 years. And I'd like to speak with you about the media art now, especially our segment, media installation, not something really fancy, just interesting medium, I think, of the media art installation. First of all, I want to say that I'm really happy that all of you are here and you have an interest in media art or art. It is because in our time, I think the border between the engineering and the art is disappearing because there is not really big difference for me what to be engineer or artist. It depends how will you call yourself, and also how you explain your goals or what you're doing. So I don't see a big difference. And for me, the cooperation between engineer and artist is equal. It depends on the role and the discussion between art and engineer. If they work as a collaboration and they decide who is more artist and who is more engineer. So, but for me, it's the same. So for me, it's equal. And first thing that I really like doing the art engineering that the art is very subjective, and realization is very subjective, and the solution that we can use also will be really subjective. And it really depends on you. You don't have like a strict limitation when you're doing an artwork. Of course, it should work, it should run, it should be safe for the spectators, but in the same time, you're not creating like elevator or some ambulance, something for the ambulance or the things to save the people, so you can feel yourself free. And main thing that you should feel, is my opinion, is have fun. You should have fun as an artist or as an engineer. Of course, some artists really serious, and they don't like this much fun. But we are on the side that first of all you should have good time doing your engineering process. So first of all, I want to show you the brief video. How do the artists see the world? Again, is my opinion. And the engineers see the world. I want to show you the really small fragment of the exhibition of Anna Frants that I saw. It was in Berlin in 2015. And it was, I don't know the name of exactly this installation, but as you can see on the so it was the wall, the white wall, you can see it was here. And spectators, you can see the artwork from this side and from the opposite side. And my idea of this is that the artists showing the artwork like this. So it was in the beginning of 2000 or earlier. It was like a black hole. So Anna Frants always working with the black. Total black, and it was a total black hole, and you cannot see the depth, or is it flat or something on the wall, or it was painted, or it was a hole. But on the opposite side, it was a huge diesel generator, and it was an exhaust pipe on the wall. And for me, it is like before the early 2000 before the equal roles of the engineers and artists. The artists tried to hide engineers behind their artwork because it was really hard to dive into engineer part. I will continue after and explain. But in the same time, it was impossible to hide engineer role. So I will just show you how we do. So it was a really big museum and many artworks. So it was really fun. But on the opposite side, you can see this huge generator, and you never know in the question, well, where's the art, where's the role of engineer, and so on. So, why? What we have right here? What changed the situation with the media art? In my opinion, it was, of course, it was the technology. It was depends on the internet, also on the computers with the USB ports. Because before you should be really big nerd, or you should be deep inside the technologies to start to work with the art. But in the beginning of 2010s, it started to grow up really fast. Because, again, the internet, USB port, and open source software, and creative communities like forums. And the company which changed the situation, like radical, was Arduino. Arduino it was the name of the board, was 2009. That means 2009. They released first Arduino in 2009. And it was the first board with the USB port that you can plug to your computer, and it was it has many examples for this board. It was open source. It was under Creative Commons license, so everyone can use it. And the situation started to grow really rapidly because artists found it really interesting, and they started to use it for their installation. And the border between, let's say, nerds or professional and engineer programmers, they start to disappear because they start to share their experience on this platform, and it's like a snowball just started to fall. And after it just started growing, started to grow and grow, and now we have what we have. Like many interesting, not interesting installation that the people is trying. And if you will look on it from the engineer side, it will be like really boring and really primitive realization as engineer, but it's great that the artists can do it by themselves, and they start to ask the question for the more for the engineers to make their projects more complex. And in the same time, the price to make the installation started to fall down, because before, to make a serious installation that will work with the media, the price was really high because you need to really high level of the engineer education and knowledge that you need to dive in. But with Arduino and open source software, you just can use the basic copy-paste programming techniques or something, and just listen and repeat something and just do this process. Next, what also influenced the art, it was growing of the AliExpress solutions, cheap components, because before to build something, you have really raw components. You need to know how to work, for example, with the PCBs, know how to solder things together. But after it was parallel to the open source communities, also the technology starts to grow. And it's my feeling, really big impact was it's like neodymium magnets. I hope I pronounced it right, and lithium polymer batteries, and PCB productions, and of course the adaptation of AliExpress for the request from the users. And again, it's people start to make the art and production and do the DIY kind of thing really fast, and it can give you really fast result in all sense. So, what else? The next question that we have, the next will be what we can do with all of this. So, and now we are facing the problem that we need to interpret the data, because with the human beings or I don't know, with the programmers or with the things or machine is something. So we're receiving the data through our sensors, like human sensors, and all of this data is very subjective. And as I said in the beginning, the art is very subjective, and the realization as engineer equal artist is also really subjective. And it started to show up really interesting situation that we have limited amount of sensor or the data or something, and we need to start interpreting on how to show the result that for the engineers, as engineers it will be like some device or something, and for the artist it will be artwork itself. And so here's at this point, so the media art show its work. So you can see the result of this art process. And it's really interesting how the people interpret this data, because its interpretation is work as itself. So I want to show, I know you that you're working with the moving robots, and I want to show with you first the example of the artwork that I really like, and for my fortune, I saw it by myself, and I was pretty shocked and I was impressed, because in the late 2010s, it was a lot of different installations with the moving arms and robots, but this artwork was really gentle and beautiful and fragile at the same time. I just want to show the video about you. Of this artwork. So it was shown at the Venice Biennial in 2019. can show you the link after. So it was like a KUKA robot, so you know, industrial robot. And the idea was that the robot was programmed to do some artificial movements as a dance of something to represent the being of something creative structure. But in the same time, it needs to work for itself. So it is grabbing the fluid that is worked for his hydraulic system. So, and it was the question, and it also looked like a blood. So it was like really scary. And it was a really great balance between this artificial moving, so as I said, like a muscle preparing. So it was think about that it should survive and live with this necessary liquid. It should grab it, and in the same time it wants to do something art. Something artistic, something unnecessary for this robot. And the really interesting thing that we did not see on this video, again about the equality between engineer and artist, it was near this robot was installed a huge server that controls this robot. It was, yeah, maybe it's on the back. It was somewhere here. I didn't see, unfortunately, photos because the people didn't think that it's part of the artwork. But for me, it was more important that the arm itself, because I understand how to work this computer manipulator. But on the screen, it was a server that analyzed the data. It was the system with the computer vision. It analyzed the size of this. Of the shape of this liquid and how it should be grab it closer to the robot to continue this working process. And it was great that they, at the beginning, when I saw your artwork of Anish Kapoor, because it was the border, so you can see the artwork, and on the opposite side you see some engineer structure. And it was in the beginning of the 10th, but here it was like really close to the equality. When you see the engineer realization, it was nothing special artificially added to this server. It was like a running program. You can see the G code that controls this robot, and you can see this area. And if you deep inside engineering or then you will find it, wow, it was really, really cool and really great to see all of this equality. For example, now when I returned from Greece on the one exhibition on Punta de Gama, it was like one of the best media installations that I saw. It was really great realized, and the artist he just continued this idea, and he's showing like a room that only a computer is inside. And this computer analyzed the whole installation in a whole building and analyzed this data, but it showed enough. It's just a server behind the wall, and it's just working. And this is really great, in my opinion, because people starting just regular spectators, they starting to dive inside it and understand that something interesting just happened right now, and that's why I think there is no difference in this between the artist and the engineer. So this is the example how it was like a sketch, how they did this. calculations or something. And now I want to show you some of our artworks, mine artworks, or work that I made with my colleagues as an artist. I forgot to say that I'm also an artist and engineer, and how do we work with all of this data that we receiving. So I'm working. I really like work with the data that we can collect with from the nature, and then really like to produce sound generators because I really like sound, but I'm not really good in composing. So I decided to interpret the data that we're seeing, and this is the artwork called Weather Station 1. It was made in 2012. It analyzes the humidity, light, temperature. That's all. Maybe we can do more. I just forgot. So it generates sound, and it's subjectively interpreted to the audio that you can see. Sorry. So, and the idea was to, it was like thinking how you can interpret the data, sonificate the data, interpret it through audio, but not using like the basic words or something. For example, my colleague, he really liked to work also with the data that he received through the sensors, and he installed the network of the weather station around the world. So, and he liked the graphics, and he showed it as a graphics. But my idea was how to show the data if you, for example, do not have an access to see what's going outside. For example, if you work in one bunker or you see nothing outside the building and don't have an option to go and check and see the weather, and you don't want to hear any notification, for example, like the temperature is 35 and something, humidity and the wind options. I interpreted as a sound generator. And actually, the interesting thing that it is really working. And you start after the time that you spend it with machine, you start to hear that something is happening outside, and if something goes wrong, you can hear it. So it works like it works as audio. It's like audio drone, so like a drone sound. You can hear it. For example, it's like it's a sunny day, and it just played like this. It's really good weather outside. In the same time, to me and my colleagues, we worked last time on the installation that works with Geiger's counters, and it was like a mix of the Geiger's sensor that was connected in the network, and it generated a unique number. It was like a 4x4 matrix, and when the heavy particles pass through these sensors, through this bulb, it generates the digit number. also we have like a kind of the graph that way, but as you can see at the graph, if you know how to work with the graph, it doesn't work like absolute. It should be not a flat spreading, so it's like more normal spreading, but we made the installation that interpreted this data that in other installations can use and work with it. And it was installation when another artist can receive the data with, from our sensors and interpret it also somehow. And the basic example of how do people work with the data. So there are like a huge amount of interpretation that so it's like a possibility where the media art is laying. So the data interpretation, for example, this artwork, it's Pirate Cinema. So, they receive data from the torrents, and they give each project. So there are many. So it depends on the IP address, what someone is downloading from someone. I will show you how it works with the Telecom, for example. So as you can see on the top, it's like the IP address that shows the particular of the audio that it's downloaded in this exact moment. And it also was data interpretation for this installation. And so on the table we have parts of our installation. It's like PCB boards that we made, or it is like a complex full system for the art installations that we make. And in our laboratory we collaborate usually with the artists. And so of course it should be artists at the first, but after we started to work on the installation altogether. For example, I can show you our idea for this work for the Geiger installation. And at the heart of this project, it was a PCB board that contains these Geiger sensors. And a friend of mine who is working on it, he's really good in a PCB design, but he's professional. And for him, we decided to make the PCB board that will shown as that will be created by the golden ratio. So it was the PCB board. So it's repeated. If you will do the golden ratio spiral, all the components will be correspond for the components on the board. And for him, it was he's really struggled in the beginning, because he said, "Why it's not supposed to be like this? Why we need to make this board in a golden ratio? Because the power for the power it should be close to each other, and for the other components. So for him it was irrational. But for me, as an artist for this project, I said we should use it like this, because I really wanted because of the idea of this artwork. And here's again about the balance of necessity of the so should it be smart, should it be really optimal, like for the components or for the movement. The great thing that for the art, it is absolutely not necessary to do the things in an optimal way. So it should be, or not should be. So you can do it as you want, and there are no rules for this. And you can feel free and you can feel joy because when you work as an engineer, you can feel the pressure when you run in some project because you have like a lot of limitation and a lot of goals. But for the art, work you can, I don't know, relax and have fun. And this is the most important thing when you working as an engineer artist or you're working with an artist as an engineer. I don't have any now an examples when if you see the last year during the engineer week that you are making, we show the robots that make the drawing machine, make these drawings. And the programmer that will work on this project, it was an idea that we analyze the data and see the borders of the object, and we interpret it somewhere in the code, and starting to draw the image. But on the one hand, you can build the printer, and it will be no difference. So what is the difference between the printer and this drawing machine? And we started to we discussed with him, and he had this. He analyzed the matrix of the result of this line, and we tried to interpret this drawing, how it will make the line, not because like printer, it will not like this all the way. We did it like 5 lines here and another 4 lines here to make it aesthetic, more beautiful in an aesthetic way. So again, really glad that you are here, that you are interested in the art, and it's my opinion that you all should have fun and enjoy what you are doing, and you don't need to feel a lot of pressure during the artworks, because you are not making machine that saving something lives, or you're just not doing something really that you have responsible for it. You just need to enjoy it, do beautiful, and it is your opinion again. Do beautiful things that you feel, and have fun. If you have any, I think I'm done. If you have any questions,
we can do last question in English or Russian.
I think I'll start with English and after.
I have a question about this PCB with the golden rule. I didn't quite get how it works, what is supposed to be happening. Can you explain it a little bit more?
Okay. So it was like basic. So let's call it bulb. So the bulb that catching the heavy particulars, and it is connected to the network and receiving the triggers. And every trigger generates the sound on a synthesizer. So it's like it is a sequencer, just a random sequencer that plays the sounds, and according for this unique number that we're receiving, we also changing the parameters for the synthesizer. So it's we are always working. So I personally really like to work with random numbers and random events and interpret it somehow, because I really wanted to be a composer to play the music, but I'm really bad at the composition, and I replaced this part of myself with the random structures that I'm working on. Here is it was it was MQTT, so it was Raspberry that sent the data on the MQTT. It was some controller, they interpreted this data in the RS 485, and it was MIDI output for the Waldorf synthesizer, somewhere here, and it plays the notes. Unfortunately, I didn't find the records. We didn't make it. But it was the idea, the presentation was that you're entering some place that you can feel the pure idea of the pure random, because now the computers and social networks and everything around us, they emulate our choice. That, for example, if you start to if you're watching the YouTube, it will show you the video that you accordance to the things that you like, and you think that some videos in YouTube section is random, but it is not random. It is like emulated on your previous request or something. And our idea was to make a machine that generate pure random numbers. And it was a place that you can feel clear, release your mind and feel the randomness, especially in the sound, through the sound and the space. On the floor, it was to add this effect. It was candles, but it's not the real candles. It was the candles that LED candles that generate this effect of the light. It was like a thinking that we have a random generator, and on the back of this installation, it was installed on the random painting that I made. So abstract painting. So when you're making an abstract painting, you just the idea, one of the idea of the abstract art that you need to release yourself and brain and just do something really random. And also for the art, the nice thing that we made, that it was only this random thing. It was only the surface where we installed our PCB boards. So we are saying, my goal was to say that in this artwork, the PCB boards and all of this solution was more important for me than the original paint, because when people usually come into the museum, when they see this paint, they start to think, oh, what is going on here? What is happening on this artwork? But here it was just the surface for the PCB board, and this is my art statement. So where I'm thinking, what is the first for me? What is the more important?
Thank you very much for your presentation. Actually, I'm interested in your opinion about present and future collaboration of art and engineering, because nowadays we see of implementation of the same concepts, just same equipment with different approach, or the same ideas with better data. So, what is the unique outcome of this collaboration in your opinion?
It's always unique. If it is unique for you, it is already unique. The question of uniqueity in the art, it's really frustrating thing. If you is my opinion. As an artist, I really struggle about thinking about am I unique or am I not. And for for the years I didn't watch artworks of another artists, do not hurt myself, because if I will see that something did it before, I will not do this. So I decided not to watch and not thinking about unique. So my opinion and my way is just do what you want and see what will happen. So just have fun and think. The question about the uniquality,
Maybe we can change the word. Okay, maybe not unique, but okay, innovative or something. Because anyway, you create something valuable for your soul maybe, but also for people who come to enjoy, see. But sometimes when we see these examples now in I don't know, exhibitions, for example, the same robot who is painting, okay, with different colors, but what is the uniqueness of these robots? So what about the art, not just your soul that you implemented it, but also the project that you created?
It's just the question, the uniquality is usually on the side. It's my opinion again. It's on the side of the curators, and I see the role of the curator. Just if you just to give you the way, or just adjust you a little bit. If, for example, if the curator, he or she professional in his work, and the curator, or someone who's, I don't know, master on this project, if he feels that you're really close for the repetition, for example, it was made, you're just repeating the work that was made a month ago, and she or he can tell, oh, I saw it, let's maybe switch or change it somehow. But again, if you feel it from yourself that you want to do this, I don't see any borders or limitations to do this. Again, the question of the uniquality is really subjective, because everything was made. Everything been done, and we have the same sensor, or we have the same data that we are receiving, and people producing it around the world. But as you said, that I really agree with you. I hope that you mean this. That we need to push the world forward and just inspire the people around you, because we are making the art, and this is the really constructive thing for the humanity. But the question of the uniquality, I'm trying to not think about it. I really want to feel myself as genius, but I'm not sure that I'm really genius enough. At least to be well known or well paid, or what gives you this feeling of the uniquality. Just is the question of the frustration or having fun. Just I mean, for me, it's like your personal feeling is more important. If you're not thinking as an art like a strategy, you need to think about it more. For example, if you can do art that will be sensitive for the people. For example, like making the pop songs, you can do the same like for the art. You can find important question and use some instruments. For example, you can use the strobe lights. It will give some people impact. You can use loud sounds, and also will be like impact on the spectator. But uniquality, I don't know. So I'm trying to stay away. But it's really many artists just struggling, many people struggling about the uniquality. We are all unique.
No, I do agree that all of us, we are unique, but currently we are speaking about is new interdisciplinary approaches. For example, we are speaking about this engineering and art collaboration, but for me it is really just, interesting to see how this is going to, I don't know, create something valuable, new, innovative, not just application. Maybe this is the difference, but I got your opinion, it was interesting.
This is the what art about. Just think about it and interpret. This is the interpretation of the data, interpretation of of your thoughts and your point of view or your vision. So that's why I'm saying that it's really subjective. But question of the uniqueity, I think it's more objective. It can be objective in the perspective, I think, when you looking back. But maybe at the moment it also feels unique, but I'm not sure. So it's a great question.
Yeah, thank you, Alexey. I think it's a great point. Before, so people wants to see your kind of parts of the installation in person, so I can come close. But another comment I want to make is about the for example, there is technology, right, that we use every day. Like, for example, the installation that we're working on, robotic arm is not a new thing, right? But there are some messages that they want to deliver in the format of art, right? In the same project, like the same project can do work, like that project with the black hole, but then there's two sides of the coin, right? You might look from one side, see only mechanical, automatic and sport. On the other side, you might see some deeper meaning, right? This is the part I'm interested in, how to kind of mix that so people can be involved in the both direction. Like this one is great. It shows this fluid which is necessary to operate, right? But then it makes the performance of the dance and whatever, right? It's like it's balancing the art and the engineering maybe.
I think that's it can be for as an art originally it was created as an aesthetic also side. Maybe if you work in a huge factory when there are many robots working in the line on this production, if they will do something interesting, like when they don't have any tasks, they can do like funny things. For example, like Boston Dynamics interpreted their robots, or the thing that they're doing, it's just a joy for the people that watching you, that maybe they can, I don't know, you can relax when you see these movements. So, for example, this artwork, it was idea to scare the people, and it is really scary when you come closer, or this blood liquids, or these motions. So it also sounds really dangerous. You feel really worried or nervous near it. But for example, you can interpret the robot motion that it will be funny, like again, for example, like Boston Dynamics did. And you can do this in an aesthetic way too, because art has no sense actually. But it can ask the question. It's like pushing people to think, if the people want to think, and so if they want to relax, they're watching the GIF with the kitties. Some artists like to see social art and think about that. It's again, it's subjective and depends on the artist, on the place and who is showing it.
Great. Perfect. I think we're a little bit over the time that we planned. Can we come closer to check out the installation, maybe you can kind of make it open and finish the formal.
So thank you, everyone. So.